Can we talk about one of the critical issues though last night that was not really touched on much?
What was it?
Afterwards, it's this moment between the two of them.
And in addition to that, when that occurred, what did Romney do? Romney said, no, let Detroit go bankrupt. We moved in and helped people refinance their homes. Governor Romney said, no, let foreclosures hit the bottom. But it shouldn't be surprising for a guy who says 47% of the American people are unwilling to take responsibility for their own lives.
And with respect to that quote, I think Vice President very well knows that sometimes the words don't come out of your mouth the right way.
Exactly.
Listen to this.
I know, this is really important.
But I always say what I mean.
He always says what he means.
That's important. You what?
But I always say what I mean.
Okay, wait, but he went back and he doubled down later in the debate.
Said it again.
He said it again.
Yeah, he sure did.
He said it again.
So he meant it when he said this.
Your policy has been one which I fully understand. I'm not second guessing, of one child per family.
That's the policy of China.
That's what Paul Ryan brought this up, and most people don't know this. I mean, he said that to China when he's talking about, hey, abortion and blah, blah. He's saying to the Chinese, you can drown somebody's child in a rice paddy because you deem it's good for the country.
And there wasn't a moment where Biden called out and said, that's not what I said in China.
No.
He didn't even disagree with that analysis.
No. He said what he meant. Yeah. He said what he meant here.
In Delaware, the largest growth in population is Indian Americans moving from India. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or a Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking.
He's not joking. He wasn't. He said what he meant.
He said, so it wasn't a mistake. He said what he meant. And notice that a lot of these are on race. Notice what he said. He meant this when he said this about Barack Obama. 266.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who is articulate and bright and clean and a nice-looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
Okay, he meant it. Cut 922. He meant it when he said this.
No coal plants here in America. Build them if they're going to build them over there. Make them clean because they're killing you.
Okay, how about this one, 576? How about this one? He meant it when he said this.
We're going to go bankrupt as a nation. Now, people say, when I say that, people look at me and say, what are you talking about, Joe? You're telling me we got to go spend money to keep from going bankrupt? The answer, yeah, it's what I'm telling you.
Okay, and he meant it. Cut 564. He meant it when he said this.
And thank you, Dr. Pepper, and thank you, Jen.
He meant to thank Dr. Pepper. He meant it.
Wow.
Yeah, he meant this too. And this is maybe the most telling of all.
I think this is deadly earnest, man.
He meant this.
This is deadly earnest. How they can justify raising taxes in the middle class that's been buried the last 4 years.
Okay, so he meant that the middle class has been buried the last 4 years.
This phrase bothers me so much because of the way he says it, and that you saw it last night, and it's what Stu touched on earlier today. He's revving himself up. He's finding the righteous indignation. He's just kind of riffing, and he's like, and this is deadly earnest. No, I got it. No, this is deadly earnest. I mean it. How they can say that. I mean, he is so manufactured in his outrage.
It's all performance.
The biggest mistake that Paul Ryan made last night, the biggest mistake, was by answering a question that he himself posed.
Yeah, that's too bad.
He said, do you know the unemployment rate in Scranton? And the vice president said yes. He should have said, what is it?
Yeah, because he didn't know.
Would not have known. There's no way he knew. No way he knew.
You could see the panic. After he said yes, you could see the panic in his eyes that he was going to have to say it.
Yep.
And then Ryan bailed him out. Yeah.
Yep.
By saying the actual unemployment
Here's
rate.
our sponsor.